Hey guys, Chris with Nichols Retirement Empire. A little different location today. I know with winter coming on, sometimes it's going to be hard to be outside. But, well, I don't know why I say stuff like that. Like, I live somewhere where there's like 3 feet of snow. That's a pretty stupid statement. Actually, I could probably go outside every day all winter long, unless there's an ice storm or whether it snows 2 or 3 inches. Then I would not go outside. I'm scared. I am at White Oak Park, which is a park near my house. You know, I'll go by the school and hang out a little bit. New assistant principal that took my place, he was, man, he said, I know one thing. I said, what? He said, if I hear your name one more time, he said, I said, wow, what's wrong? And he said, man, these daggone bus drivers, every time I see them, they start all this stuff like, when are you going to bring us some, you know, Mr. Nichols, when he was here, he would like, his wife would make us homemade pies and cakes and stuff like that. And he'd bring them down to school and we'd eat. He did this and he did that. And Mr. Nichols this and Mr. Nichols that. He said, man, he said, which one of y'all cooked? He said, cause I'm not going to be making them no pie. I figured this out a long time ago. You don't mess with the bus drivers. If you ever have driven a bus, or you know somebody that drives a bus, I mean, think about it. You know, people are scared of people in motorcycle gangs and stuff like that. You need to be scared of the bus driver. You got a person that gets on a vehicle that's like driving a semi-truck, probably worse than driving a semi-truck. You got 500 mirrors on it. You got to be constantly looking at the mirrors, trying to figure out, you know, you got to be careful the way you turn. You can't hardly back up. I mean, it is a difficult to drive vehicle. Then throw you about 75 kids in there. I mean, every seat jam-packed with kids. Then don't put seatbelts on them. Just let them go wherever. I mean, you're trying to look in mirrors. You're trying to drive this bus. Now you got kids. They're all over the daggone place. And if they're elementary school kids, you can't even see them. You could have 80 elementary school kids on your bus. And you look in the mirror and look up in the mirror. And you hear all this noise going on and all kind of crap going on. And you can't see anybody. All you see is the seats because they're all short. They're little bitty kids. You don't know what they're doing down there under the seat. Okay. Put 80 middle school kids in your car. And try driving. Just see what happens. Try driving with 80 kids in your, 70 kids in your car. High school kids. Lord knows what they're doing. You got people with their arms hanging out the windows, mashing their face up against the window, flipping birds out the back of the bus, throwing water on each other. All kind of junk going on. We had buses that had like 12 cameras on them. You can see everything. They're still doing crazy junk. If they can keep any sort of control whatsoever on that bus, that's not a person that you need to be messing with. I mean, that's a bad person. When they can drive that bus, keep from getting in a wreck, and can halfway, I mean even remotely, control those kids, that's not somebody you need to challenge. They'll slash your tires, man. They're bad people. They are crazy. Bus drivers are crazy now. But you got to be crazy to drive a bus. But they have a lot of fun. They're usually really loud, really like to have fun. You get them in a group and it's like, it really is. It's like a motorcycle gang convention when you get them in a group. Love you bus drivers. Love my bus drivers. But anyway, the bus drivers have been giving him a hard time. Mr. Nichols always did this for us. If a kid did this, Mr. Nichols will suspend him off the bus. I mean, they're probably telling all kind of lies about stuff that I never did. Trying to get him to do stuff for them. But I did give them cakes and pies and stuff like that. And man, they are letting him have it. We'll go down to school about 3 o'clock because that's what time the bus drivers get there. And I'm gonna take about 3 or 4 pies and a cake or something like that. I'm gonna take some food, and I'm just gonna show up, give them all these cakes and pies, and I'm gonna say, man, are y'all doing okay? I really missed y'all. You know, I got to thinking, you know, and then they're gonna start saying, man, we hadn't had any pie. Nobody, he hadn't brought us anything the whole year like you did, Mr. Nick, you know, and all this stuff. And I'm gonna do it right in front of him. And I'm gonna go, really? Oh, I can't believe that, Mr. And I'm gonna say, I can't believe you didn't. I mean, man, I always try to take care of the bus driver. I'm just gonna like ham it up with them, and they will eat that. We got about 2 or 3 of them. They like to just stir up trouble. So I could just see it now. They're gonna be, Mr. Nichols, I'm so glad you're back. I can't believe, you know, when you know, I'm sorry I retired. I should have thought of you guys. I mean, it's just gonna be, he's gonna be ready to kill me. He might kill me. And all the coaches, you know, we got our bus driver's license. At the beginning of the year, they would have the big meeting for all of the bus drivers. And I'd go to that meeting, and you know, we're a pretty big school district. So it would be in an auditorium. There'd be about 300 bus drivers in there. And it was the loudest, craziest bunch of people. They were just, and you're like, well, bus drivers, isn't that like mainly like women, and mainly older women, and like old men that have retired and they don't have any other kind of job? Yeah, that's who it is. And that's the most ruthless people there are. Old women and old men. They got nothing to lose. They're old. What's going to happen? What are you going to do to them? You know, what are you going to do, fire them from being a bus driver? Oh, that hurts. I mean, they don't care. So it's a ruthless bunch of people. And they are loud. And they have a good time. And they laugh and they carry on. I mean, you got to go in there on the stage. I've always felt sorry for the person that was over the bus driver, because man, you'd have to get up there on the stage, and buddy, you better be commanding their presence to get those jokers to listen to you. I mean, you needed to be somebody that when you came in, everybody just went, here he is, you know, we're going to listen to. Because I mean, they would just be having the best time in the world out there, screaming and hollering and laughing. It wasn't like people getting ready for, it wasn't like the church audience before church started. I mean, it was raucous. Drug test, you random drug testing for bus drivers. Which makes every drug test. I would get called to every, I mean, there was a period of time where I hadn't driven a bus in like 3 years. And they called me down there, and I'd have to leave class. Coach Nichols, you got to go down to the transportation. I'm like, again? Man, every time. Coach Nichols, I got this sealed envelope. You need to go down to transportation. So we'll get somebody to cover your class. Great. You know, so there I'd go down to the down to the transportation department. And what's bad, and I've told y'all before, I am a person of routine and habit, especially when I'm working. Because when I'm working, I do the same thing every day. I mean, teaching, you do the same thing 6 periods in a row. It's perfect for me. So, you know, this is when I was still teaching. I wasn't an administrator yet, so I was even more regimented than I am now. So, man, I do all my stuff in the morning. I get up. I, you know, brush my teeth. I get ready. I get my cup of coffee. I drink my cup of coffee. I go to work. I go to the bathroom. I go to my class. I do it at the same time every day. Same time. Very dependable with my things that I do. So one of my things that I do is I go to the bathroom. Well, then they come hand me an envelope. You go do this drug test. Well, what does that involve? It involves peeing in a cup. Well, I've already peed. I'm not peeing again till like 12 o'clock, you know. You know, as a teacher, you can't just go to the bathroom anytime you want to. So I'm used to going at this time, and that's it. Man, one year I went down there, I had to wait about 2 hours, or it was like 2 or 3 hours before I could go to the bathroom. I mean, it's, I'm like, could y'all not get me, you know, I'm good at this time.